So if we think about the unpredictability of what can happen in the stock market, and even if you do all this wonderful charting and all this technical analysis, things can happen. Unpredictable events can happen. Here's a headline from one that's a few years back, that's kind of interesting. As far as no matter how good your technical analysis was, it really kind of all went out the window, at least in certain stocks, around this particular event. And this event we're talking about is Brexit, right? England leaving the European Union and the vote around that. This is an article, a headline from 2016 when this happened in June. And here's the headline: "This is Brexit. London and European stocks get crushed." Right? I mean, think about that. That's was unpredictable type event. They was supposed to not go that way. The Brexit vote wasn't supposed to go the way it did. They were supposed to vote to stay, and it was a surprise type thing. So what happened was the stocks did get crushed. The top 100 stocks, the FTSE 100, went down 3%. Not too bad actually, at least on that first day. It was down at like 9% at a time for across the board, but still down 3.2. But other things started happening too. The pound dropped to the lowest level in 30 years against the U.S. dollar. And other markets were affected too. Germany, France, Ireland, all their markets were down 7-8% each just on this one vote here. So this was something you couldn't predict from a technical standpoint. Everything might have been fine, particularly as we look at individual stock, and then all of a sudden, boom, this happens, and everybody gets caught up, and it's like all boats on a sea, and when the tide goes out, they all go down. Well, this is what happened. They all went down because of Brexit around that. Just like a rising tide will raise all boats or raise all stocks too. And good news, this was something where the markets reacted unfavorably to this news, because markets don't like unpredictability. That's for sure. We know that. So when something this big is unpredictable and happened and wasn't supposed to, at least according to the experts, remember the experts, then that's what happens with stocks. And particularly banking stocks were the biggest losers around this because of the global economy and how things are tied from a banking and financial standpoint. And if you look at some of these banks here on that particular day, this is one day, Lloyds Bank was down 21%, Royal Bank of Scotland down 18%, Barclays down 18%. And then it really spread further out, especially into the European Union. Deutsche Bank was down 14%, and they're not even part of England, but they're just so tied into the global financial market. So all markets were really affected. And then later, when the Asian markets opened up, their banking stocks in particular got crushed as well. So no amount of technical analysis could have really helped you with that unpredictable event. But just understand those things happen, and then kind of move beyond that and move forward with it. And understand that was not out in your control. It's how do you react to that is the key part of that. So technical analysis can be really, really helpful in many, many ways, but it's not 100% foolproof is the thing to take away from this, particularly when you have big unpredictable events like Brexit.